The Transformative Justice Collective, also known as TJC, has once again found itself in the spotlight, facing its third Protection from Online Falsehoods and Manipulation Act, or POFMA, correction direction. The latest order was issued on 5 October 2024 by Singapore's Minister for Home Affairs and Law, K. Shanmugam. This correction came after the Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA, alleged that TJC spread false information regarding the procedures surrounding Singapore's death row and the prosecution of drug trafficking cases. TJC's statements, which MHA claims are false, were published on the collective's website and shared across social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X, previously known as Twitter. But TJC wasn't the only one targeted. Civil rights activist Kokila Annamalai also received a correction direction over her social media posts on Facebook and X, made between the 4th and 5th of October, echoing similar views on the death penalty and drug-related legal procedures. According to MHA, these posts falsely suggested that the government arbitrarily schedules and stays executions without following proper legal processes. Additionally, the posts implied that the state does not bear the burden of proving drug trafficking charges in court. MHA, however, firmly refuted these allegations, emphasizing that Singapore strictly follows legal procedures, and that executions are only scheduled once all legal avenues have been fully exhausted. They also reiterated that, as with all criminal cases, the prosecution must prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. In response, TJC has strongly rejected the government's accusations. The group criticized the POFMA law, calling it a political weapon used to stifle dissent. They complied with the correction orders but made it clear that they did so under protest, describing the law as deeply unjust. TJC maintained their stance, arguing that the government has control over the local media landscape, which allows it to push pro-death penalty narratives without opposition. This is not the first time TJC has faced correction orders under POFMA. In August 2024, the group received two similar directions for making statements about death row prisoners that the MHA also claimed were false. Despite these corrections, MHA criticized TJC for repeating what it described as falsehoods and for failing to acknowledge the devastating impact drug trafficking has on society. Kokila Annamalai, the civil activist who also received a correction direction, has been a prominent figure in Singapore's social justice circles. Earlier this year, she faced charges in June 2024 for participating in a pro-Palestinian procession near the Istana. Her posts on the death penalty and drug trafficking cases, which were similar to those shared by TJC, have now been flagged under POFMA. For those who may not be familiar, POFMA was introduced in 2019 as a tool for the Singaporean government to counter online misinformation. Critics of the law argue that it can be used to suppress dissent, especially against activists and opposition voices, while the government insists that it is essential for combating misinformation. Since its inception, POFMA has frequently been invoked, with Minister K. Shanmugam issuing 17 correction directions, more than any other minister. He is followed by National Development Minister Desmond Lee, who has issued 10 directions under the law. Major media outlets, such as the Straits Times, Channel News Asia, and Mothership, have covered the recent POFMA directions, but notably, none of them have yet included TJC's response rejecting the government's allegations. What do you think about this ongoing tension between the government and advocacy groups like TJC? Do you feel that the POFMA law is necessary to combat misinformation, or do you think it could be a tool used to suppress free speech? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this news coverage helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth coverage. This is 2230. Stay informed, stay engaged.